One name stands tall as the undisputed greatest linebacker ever, Lawrence Taylor. He's not only ranked number 1 on the NFL's top 10 defensive players list, but he's also the last defensive player to win the Most Valuable Player award. He helped the Giants win 2 Super Bowl titles, but just how phenomenal is he? Lawrence Taylor's life began in the heart of Virginia in Williamsburg. He was the eldest of 3 sons in the Taylor family, born to Clarence and Iris Taylor. After his high school days at Lafayette High School in 1977, his journey led him to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where his talents truly blossomed, especially as a defensive end. It was at Chapel Hill that Taylor's football prowess truly shone. He became a force to be reckoned with on the Tar Heels defense, catching the attention of coaches and fans alike. In his senior year, his remarkable performance earned him the title of a unanimous All-American and even brought home the prestigious Lombardi Award. His playing style was known for its intensity and sometimes fearless recklessness, even from his early days as a freshman on special teams. He had an extraordinary ability to leap 6 or 7 feet into the air to block a punt. His outstanding performances led to him being named the Atlantic Coast Conference Player of the Year in 1980. In the 1981 NFL Draft, Lawrence Taylor's destiny took a momentous turn. The New York Giants, holding the 2nd overall pick, chose the young linebacker. The confidence in Taylor's potential was evident even before the draft, with a poll of NFL GMs revealing that 26 out of 28 would have picked Taylor first if given the choice. Giants GM George Young had unshakable faith in Taylor, boldly predicting he'd surpass NFL legends like Dick Butkus, highlighting Taylor's size, strength, and devastating impact on the blitz. He said, "Taylor? The best college linebacker I've ever seen. Sure, I saw Dick Butkus play. There's no doubt in my mind about Taylor. He's bigger and stronger than Butkus was. On the blitz, he's devastating." Taylor's entry into the NFL was met with great anticipation. His teammates affectionately dubbed him Superman during training camp, poking fun at his superhero-like abilities on the field. Taylor's quickness and ferocity on the pass rush amazed his quarterback Phil Simms, who described him as an animal that could outpace and overpower opponents with just a few explosive steps. Head coach Ray Perkins showed his excitement ahead of the draft, saying, "He was the cleanest player in the draft. By that I mean there was no rap on him. Great potential as a linebacker. A fine young man, free of injuries." Lawrence Taylor didn't waste a moment seizing the spotlight when he entered the NFL. Right from his rookie season, he was already snatching the title of NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. But here's the real kicker. He didn't rest on his laurels. Taylor's ascent through the ranks continued with breathtaking speed as he clinched back-to-back NFL Defensive Player of the Year awards in 1981 and 82. It wasn't just a hot streak. His mix of athleticism, football instincts, and an unstoppable drive to sack quarterbacks redefined the standards of what a linebacker could be. The metamorphosis of the New York Giants defense was vividly apparent during this period, and Taylor's presence on the field played a colossal role. Guided by defensive coordinator Bill Parcells, 1981 emerged as a pivotal year for the Giants. He secured a spot in the Pro Bowl during that season. It was a seismic shift from the Giants' bleak 4-12 record in 1980, ranking them as the 2nd worst defense, to the astounding 9-7 turnaround in 1981. The Giants were now flaunting the 3rd best defense, allowing a mere 257 points. It was Taylor's transformative impact at play. A fellow linebacker, Brian Kelly, stood amazed by LT's disruptive prowess, saying, "Look at it on paper. You wouldn't believe a weak-side linebacker could affect the defense so much. Watching it on film, it's obvious. With Lawrence out there, he completely changes the whole offense." The 1982 season, marred by a players' strike that shortened the regular season to just 9 games, was yet another stage for Taylor's spellbinding feats. One of the most amazing moments was witnessed during the Thanksgiving Day showdown against the Detroit Lions. As the Lions lined up for a play, Taylor's football IQ was on full display. He recognized a formation that the Green Bay Packers had previously employed against the Giants. This keen insight put him in the perfect position to anticipate a pass play. In a pivotal 3rd and goal situation on the Giants' 3-yard line, Detroit's quarterback Gary Danielson tried to connect with Horace King in the left flat. Taylor, however, had a different idea. He plucked the pass out of the air and embarked on a run down the sideline, covering a staggering 97 yards to score the game's solitary touchdown. With just 10:56 left on the clock, Taylor left fans and adversaries alike in sheer awe. In 1986, Lawrence Taylor had a season that set the NFL on fire. It was one of the best defensive seasons ever. That year, Taylor was a defensive powerhouse. racking up an astonishing 20.5 sacks, a record that remained unbroken for nearly 2 decades until Michael Strahan burst onto the scene. But it wasn't just about the numbers. Taylor's impact was about a relentless pursuit of the greater picture, the Super Bowl title. What makes this season truly remarkable is that Taylor became one of the only 2 defensive players ever to grab the NFL MVP award. What's more, he didn't just win it, he did it unanimously. Something even Alan Page couldn't do back in 1971 when he became the first defensive player to win it. Taylor also claimed his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year title, showing that he wasn't just a one-season wonder, but a consistent force on the field. But the story of 1986 wasn't just about individual achievements. Taylor led the New York Giants to an outstanding 14-2 record that season. Their dominance was on full display in Super Bowl 21, where they overcame a shaky start to trounce the Denver Broncos 39-20. In a pivotal moment during the first half, Taylor executed a game-changing tackle that prevented a touchdown. He dashed to the goal line, intercepting Broncos quarterback John Elway just as he sprinted out on a critical rollout. However, despite all the success and accolades, Taylor felt a bit empty after the Super Bowl win. He confessed that the thrill came from the chase, the daily grind to reach the top. When you finally get there and the game's over, it's like there's something missing. Looking back, Lawrence Taylor's 1986 season remains his most successful run, both as a player and a team combined. He's not just one of the all-time greats. He's the best football player many have ever seen. As ESPN NFL reporter Dan Graziano rightly said, Taylor is the best football player I have ever seen regardless of position. I've heard the Reggie White arguments, and I just don't see where White was better outside longevity. Even Patriots coach Bill Belichick considers LT the best player in the history of the game. And who am I to argue with that? Even Patriots Bill Belichick, who knows a thing or two about football, considers LT the best player in the history of the game, saying, "I had the honor of coaching the greatest defensive football player in the history of the game. He helped make me a great coach. This guy could do it all. Offense, defense, special teams, wherever you want him to play, he could have been a great two-way player." This was the very year that the Giants clinched their 2nd Super Bowl championship. However, the journey to this Super Bowl victory was not without its fair share of challenges. Prior to the 1990 season, Taylor created headlines by staging a holdout demanding a new contract with an annual salary of $2 million. The negotiations culminated in Taylor signing a 3-year, $5 million contract, making him the highest-paid defensive player in the NFL at the time. Despite the holdout, Taylor expressed contentment, recognizing that he was already earning a substantial income, and he found the compromise to be fair. Under the guidance of head coach Bill Parcells, the 1990 New York Giants were meticulously crafted around the concept of power football. This entailed a dominant defense and an offense built for sustained, long drives. The Giants' defense, where Taylor was a cornerstone, ranked 2nd in the league for fewest total yards allowed and led in the category of fewest points conceded. Notably, the Giants established an NFL record by committing a mere 14 turnovers throughout the entire 16-game regular season. While Taylor's remarkable career continued with his 10th Pro Bowl selection, a significant achievement in itself, it's important to note that this season marked the first time he wasn't named first-team All-Pro. Nevertheless, the Giants wrapped up the regular season with an impressive 13-3 record. Their path to the championship glory kicked off with a resounding 31-3 victory over the Chicago Bears in the postseason. This was followed by an even more stunning win when they upset the San Francisco 49ers 15-13 in the NFC Championship game. The 49ers, boasting a regular season record of 14-2 and having won the last 2 Super Bowls, were heavily favored, entering the game with an 8-point advantage. The Super Bowl itself was a clash of opposing styles as the Giants squared off against the Buffalo Bills. The Bills had led the league in total points scored with 428, while the Giants had dominated by allowing the fewest points with 211. Yet in one of the more thrilling Super Bowls in history, it was the Giants who emerged triumphant, securing a heart-stopping 20-19 win. The climactic moment arrived as Buffalo's Scott Norwood narrowly missed a potential game-winning field goal in the closing seconds of the game. Lawrence Taylor embodies the essence of what it means to alter the course of a game through sheer defensive brilliance. With 3 Defensive Player of the Year honors, a remarkable 8 first-team All-Pro selections, and a career record of 132.5 sacks, Taylor's status as the most outstanding linebacker ever to grace the NFL is a no-brainer. But Taylor's impact reaches far beyond the numbers and accolades. It's a transformation that reshaped the very nature of defensive football. As former Raiders coach John Madden eloquently put it, Lawrence Taylor defensively has had as big of an impact as any player I've ever seen. He changed the way defenses play, the way pass rushing's played, the way linebackers play, and the way offenses block linebackers. Taylor was a revolution in motion. He rewrote the playbook on defensive strategies, redefined the art of pass rushing, and set entirely new standards for linebacker performance. His presence on the field even forced opposing offenses to reevaluate how they block linebackers. Those who had the privilege of sharing the field with Taylor speak of him with deep respect and admiration. Former running back Keith Byers summed it up perfectly. In 30 to 40 years, I'm going to take out the tapes and show them to my grandkids, to show them I really played against Lawrence Taylor, the greatest. Taylor's extensive list of accomplishments, including 2 UPI NFC Player of the Year titles and 10 Pro Bowl selections, speaks volumes for itself. This was officially recognized when he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1999. His name rightfully graces the NFL's 1980s All-Decade Team, the NFL 75th Anniversary All-Time Team, and the prestigious NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team. But Taylor's impact goes beyond the statistics. His relentless pursuit of excellence and his passion for the game remains intact. His influence can be seen in the generations of linebackers who have tried to emulate his style of play. And there's one record that remains unbroken to this day. Lawrence Taylor is the last defensive player to win the NFL's Most Valuable Player award.